Hi everybody. We are almost done on our set of videos about linear equations. This will be the last one, and then we'll start looking at some other more special types of linear equations. But sometimes when you have variables on both sides, weird things can happen. So these are some special cases for linear equations, and we're still working on our learning target of solving a linear equation with variables on both sides. So, we're going to solve some equations for x, and we're going to see something very interesting is going to happen. So, as we did before, I noticed that the right side is not simplified. The left side's fine. So I need to take my hand. I need to cover up the left side of the equation. Don't look at it. Let's work on simplifying this first. 5x plus 1. That's a distributive property. So I get 5x plus 5. Now that's completely simplified. So let's bring back the other part of the equation equals 5x plus 1. And like we did before, we want to either add on or take off x's in order to zero one of them out. And interestingly enough here, they're both even, 5 and 5. So yes, we pretty much have no choice but to take 5x's off of both sides. So when I do that, I do 5x minus 5x. And as you remember, any number minus itself is 0. So I have 0 plus 1. And 5x minus 5x is 0 plus 5. Then I end up with 1 equals 5. Interesting. Let's take a look at the next one. We have 2x plus 4x plus 3 equals 6x plus 3. And same thing as we did on the first example, since the left side is not completely simplified, let's use our hand, block the right side out. And so we can combine like terms here, 2x plus 4x. That gives us 6x plus 3. And now it's completely simplified. So now you can bring back the 6x plus 3. And this one too, both sides, 6x and 6x, they're equal. So I guess our only choice is to take 6x's off both sides in order to zero that out. So 0 plus 3, that's 0, plus 3, 3 equals 3. So we have no variables, and here we have 1 equals 5, and here we have 3 equals 3. Well, what's going to happen, because when I take the 5x's off both sides, I get a false statement. 1 is never going to equal 5. This equation is never going to be true. There's no number for x that I'm going to be able to plug in that's going to work. Therefore, this equation has no solution. You have to write the no solution down. The 1 equals 5 will not get you all the way. Again, since this is a false statement, your final answer, what you need to write on your paper if this happens, are the words no solution. Same thing with this one, we get 3 equals 3. Well, when I took the 6x's off both sides, I get an equation, 3 equals 3, that's always true. And 3 equals 3, That's also known as an identity. You might see that word in the book sometimes. So see identity, that's what it means. You just get an equation with a number equaling the same number. Or you could even say this, the 6x plus 3 equals 6x plus 3, right there. That's also called an identity because you have the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. This is always going to be true. It's kind of common sense. If you look at this, this is the same equation on both sides. So any number I plug in is going to work. If I plug in 1, it's 6 plus 3 equals 6 plus 3, or 9 equals 9. If I plug in 10, it's 60 plus 3 equals 60 plus 3, or 63 equals 63. Every number I plug in for x is going to work. It's going to be a solution. It's going to make the equation true. So therefore, what we need to write for this one is all real numbers. And again, in order to be completely correct, when this happens, you have to write the words all real numbers. You can't just write the 3 equals 3 part. So let's sum up what we have. When all the variables are eliminated, when they all cross each other out, if you get a true statement, that means the solution is all real numbers, and that means there are infinitely many solutions. Every number that you plug in for x is going to work. It's going to make this equation true. Every number will be a solution. A false statement means there will be no solution. So if you read the final thing at the bottom out loud, like the 1 equals 5, get something that's false, then you write no solution. And then finally, any other linear equation, the ones you solve normally, and if you get just x equals some number, those equations have one solution. So, you are now ready to finish practicing equations with variables on both sides. And now you should be able to solve any type of linear equation that I could possibly throw at you.